Hey guys, Noor Kidwai here, letting go with Noor. Thanks for tuning in. I got a cool concept I want to talk about today. That concept is the more importance you put on a thing, the more you repel it. And I heard this concept in a book called Reality Transurfing. And I had to read this book just because I've seen so many people in this consciousness, reality creating, healing part of YouTube speak about this book. And I've heard so many of like my own mentors in my life also talk about this book that I said, all right, I got to read it, see what it's about. And it's a really good book. I'm still getting through it, but this actual concept really spoke to me. And the one thing I've noticed about all of these spiritual books, all of these, even like religious books, they all kind of talk about these same concepts. It's just that they all have their own language to it because we're talking about consciousness. We're talking about the universe. We're talking about laws that are about existence. So, of course, it's not easy to just put a language on it, especially when you're getting into like stuff when you're talking about like energy, It's hard to put a language on that. So everyone kind of comes at it from a different angle. And just in my own spiritual growth, I've noticed that like I learn about all these different disciplines, and I stick to one when I'm practicing, just my simple meditation practice. But at the same time, I like to read about this stuff to deepen my knowledge. And the one thing is, sometimes you're taking it around a concept, and you kind of have to see it from multiple angles until eventually you embody it. Eventually you see the truth in it and you embody it. And this one when I was reading about this really clicked in me because it made me look at my whole life and how I treat opportunities, I treat people, and I realized the more importance you put on something, the more you repel it. And it's beautiful. And the way it explains it in this book is, like the universe, no energy is created or destroyed. We know that. And it's just transferred. And all the time in the universe, anytime there's an energy imbalance, the universe creates an opposite energy, or an opposite energy comes up to bring it back into balance. It always comes back to this equilibrium. So when you create an energy imbalance, and that's what excess importance is, and I'm talking about excess. Don't, of course, there's stuff like family and stuff which has some importance to you, but when you put this excess importance on something, you're creating this excess energy to it. So then the universe has to balance that out, and it balances it out by putting this resistance to it. So it's like you end up repelling it, and that's like a very interesting concept because I kind of noticed it in my life. And another cool way they talked about it is like if you put something on a pedestal, it has no choice but to look down on you. That's like just another cool way of saying it. And I love that saying as well because it's so true. And I think we all know this when it comes to finding a partner, because when you're trying to find a partner, if you put too much importance on a certain person, I think we've all felt that feeling of repelling them because we put too much importance on them, because we put them up on a pedestal. We've all heard that. But when you do this into opportunities and stuff as well, because myself, I'm going on a comedy tour. If you don't know, I'm a stand-up comedian, and I do a lot of comedy online as well. That's my main gig. And yeah, I'm going on a tour across the country, and a part of me ends up putting so much importance on selling tickets, making sure people are happy, making sure like just everything works out well, that I kind of get out of my own zone, and I end up repelling it. And I notice that even in recent years how it is. are how I do that with my own head. And it's just like because I put so much importance on it, saying like, oh, I'm performing in my hometown, I got to make sure this is packed house, and I got to make sure I go and kill it, and if people see me and they don't like, I'm putting all this excess importance on it, and sometimes that can almost psych yourself out. And I've realized that in my life, especially in comedy, my best performances happen when I just sit back and don't think about it. And like sometimes even if I get a great opportunity, I wasn't overthinking the opportunity. Another example is like in comedy for years, I just was obsessed with going into festivals because in my head, that was how you get ahead. It's like you go to a comedy festival, you get ahead. So I put this excess importance on comedy festivals. And even when I did well at the auditions, I just never got it. And there was this resistant energy to it. And I kind of understand that now, where it's just because I just kept thinking about it and I kept straining over it, I was creating this resistance. And then once I went and applied for this festival and did an audition and did well, but it wasn't like it was anything different than any of my other auditions. So I wasn't like, in my head, I was like, I don't know, whatever, let's see what happens. But I ended up going on a trip and I went and did some ayahuasca. So my head was completely out of that space. I wasn't thinking about the festival at all. I actually thought, in my head I was like, they actually probably picked all the festival people by now, so whatever, I guess I didn't make it. So in my head, I just completely threw that out, and it wasn't even a thought in my head. And then I ended up getting that festival. And that's kind of how so much of my life has gone. It's like I'd be obsessed with a girl and I put so much importance on it, and there was this repellence there that they kind of end up not wanting to be with me. But when I when I let go of it and I stopped thinking about it, all of a sudden she'll come back to me, or she'll come to me in the first place. And that's how a lot of my first few girlfriends came to me, and it's like kind of funny. So yeah, I want you guys to just kind of look at what you put excess importance in your life and ask yourself, is that excess importance, is that helping? Because on a deeper energetic level, you might be creating resistance to it. The best advice I can just say is like, come back to yourself, focus on yourself. It's like even in the Hindu scriptures, they say, don't focus on the fruits of your labor. That's your importance. You're putting importance on what the outcome is. Don't do that. Focus on right now, focus on yourself. Are you in a nice energetic state? Because when it comes to also to this energy kind of stuff, or energy work, I don't even know what you want to call it, but when it comes to this energy work, your energy, if it's in a nice higher state, that attracts, because you're now giving off energy, and now people come to you because it's more attractive, and they might not even understand it, and subconsciously they're attracted to you, and that's where you want to be. So I just think that's something you guys should look at, and I trust me, I've been looking at it in the last day after reading it, because it's such a beautiful concept. Like, what are you putting excess importance on, and do you think you're creating resistance there? I think that's all I want to talk about. Guys, please like and subscribe. I'm starting to get more and more comments trickling in, and guys, that warms my heart. I love this. I love teaching people this kind of stuff, and it helps me remember it more by teaching you guys as well. So hell yeah. I wish you guys the best. Like and subscribe. Peace.